For all you people who think that there's BS19, Corona BS, you think if it's BS, well, you've got mental problems, and I'm going to prove this to you. And if you don't think that we should be social distancing and doing all that crap, wearing masks, check this out from the insider. People who ignore social distancing rules may have psychopathic personality traits. Study finds. Interesting study, this one. Look at these smart people in their colourful masks to match his colourful gay shirt. Yep, these are smart people. They're not COVID idiots. People wearing sanitary masks walk in via Conditi shopping centre street in Rome, Italy. May 18, Italy slowly lifting sanitary restrictions after a 2-month coronavirus lockdown. A preprint study that's interesting, looked at how people's personality traits could influence whether they partake in Corona BS pandemic health guidelines or not. Study author Pavel Blagov. Oh, yeah, that name just rolls off the tongue. Everyone knows Pavel Blagov. I mean, his study just has to be accepted 100%. God knows how he studied this. But anyway, he surveyed people. What people? How many people? Where? When? Didn't survey me. So what does he know about fucking me? Because I'm one of these people who ignore social distancing rules. So never interviewed me, surveyed me. But anyway, he knows. Mr. Pavel Blagov. Sorry. Oh, I better get tested. Surveyed people about their habits during the pandemic and also asked them personality-based questions. Please, Mr. Blagov, can you tell us who you actually asked these personality-based questions? Where did you interview these people? How? How many? Keep going. Blagov found that people who exhibited more psychopathic traits like meanness and lack of restraint were more likely to disregard policies like social distancing. Well, excuse me. He come up with that, did he? Meanness. So if you're mean, if you're a mean person, you definitely won't be practicing social distancing. You mean person. And this guy, he's interviewed all these mean people. Yep, he knows this guy, Blagov. If reports of people licking toilet seats, and intentionally spitting on others, yeah, how many people do you know that have licked toilet seats and spat on others? During the Corona BS pandemic, left you astounded. I am fucking astounded, because I don't know of anyone who would do that. Who the fuck would do that? No one with half a fucking brain cell would do that, unless you're an idiot. Maybe the idiots who believe in this shit would do that. A new study. Is this a different study to Blagov's study? On the psychology of pandemic behaviours could answer your questions about what motivated their behaviours. I hope this doesn't go for too long. The study, a peer-reviewed preprint. Peer-reviewed. How many times have we heard that shit with the climate change garbage? That will soon be published in the journal Social Psychology and Personality Science. Can't wait to read that. Asked 502 people. 502 people out of 7.5 billion. That's a fair percentage. 502. Why didn't he ask 666 people? Then it might be genuine. 502 people. I wonder where he contacted these 502 people. Did he just walk down the main street of wherever he is, Mr. Blagov? I'm sure He didn't ask anyone that was wearing a mask. Anyway, to answer questions online. Oh, I did it online, sorry. So how did he find these people online? I'd love to know. What is on his Facebook page? How did he find 502 people? About how often they follow the coronavirus pandemic health guidelines. If they plan to follow guidelines going forward, and what they do if they were diagnosed with BS19, the disease caused by the novel coronavirus. Disease. How can a virus be a disease? No such thing. A virus is there to remove diseases. It is not a disease, you fucking idiot, Mr. Blagov. Is it Blagov? Blagov, that's his name. Oh, a disease, is it? No such tests. No such tests have ever been made to find this so-called BS19. But they keep talking about it. The researchers. Researchers? What researchers? Name me the researchers. Oh, these fucking liars that are behind this scam. They're the researchers, are they? They also ask personality-related questions to determine where survey participants fell on scales for conscientiousness, cooperativeness, neuroticism, tendency to take risks, meanness, there's that word again, and lack of restraint. Wow. So this guy's going to ask me, are you conscientious? Are you cooperative? Are you neurotic? Do you have a tendency to take risks? Are you mean? And do you lack restraint? Oh, hang on. Yeah, I'm all them. Oh, okay. You're one of these, what do you call them at the start? One of these, people that have psychopathic personality traits because you don't follow social distancing. Have you heard of any more shit than this, honestly? If participants answered questions in a manner that suggested they had low levels, it's quite the opposite. If you have low levels of these things, neuroticism, tendency to take risks, meanness, and lack of restraint, they were more likely to follow social distancing guidelines. Oh, no, sorry. I was right. They were likely to follow it if they had low levels of this shit. But if they scored high in these traits, they were less likely to follow guidelines. So from the 502 that you interviewed online, you come up with this, did you? You come up with this freaking garbage. What was it? 253. How's me maths? 253 to 249, was it? 253 to 249. So, yep, you've come up with these figures. Study author? The guy's a fucking author. What makes an author an expert in this shit? An author of what? What, porn magazines? Study author Pavel Blagov said these traits are also common psychopathic traits. Are you an expert on psychopaths, are you, Mr. Blagov? I knew that traits from the so-called dark triad. Wow. Better check it up, guys. What the fuck is dark triad? Because Mr. Blagov, apparently he's an expert on the so-called dark triad. In brackets, narcissism. Oh, that's another word he's come into. Machiavellianism, said that pretty well, and psychopathy, as well as the traits subsumed, is that a word? Subsumed within psychopathy are linked to health risk behavior and health problems, and I expected them to be implicated in health behaviors during the pandemic. What the fuck does all that shit mean, honestly? Indeed, his study suggested a small correlation, indeed, of course, between psychopathic traits and disregard for pandemic public health policies does exist. People who admitted to ignoring health guidelines may be doing so deliberately. Well, of course they fucking are. If they're ignoring something, then of course they're doing it deliberately. You fucking idiot. And not just by chance. Look at this. What a wonderful COVID idiot riding on a bike with a mask on. breathing all that fucking carbon dioxide she breathes out back into her fucking gob. What a fucking cove idiot. But hang on, it's not about her. It's about the people who think this person is an idiot. Blagov said the majority of survey participants, that's it, the majority, 253 against 249, said they followed Corona BS health guidelines. Amazing. Just by chance, the majority of your 502, followed these guidelines. But those who didn't follow guidelines answered the survey questions in a manner that suggests that they knowingly and purposefully ignored the safety advice. Well, of course, I just said, if you do something, if you ignore something, you do it on purpose. For example, study participants who scored high on traits like neatness and lack of restraint also said they didn't follow social distancing and hygiene practices like hand washing. Blagov said these findings are concerning from a public health perspective. One potential implication from this research is that there may be a minority of people with particular personality styles on the narcissism and psychopathy spectrum that have a disproportionate impact on the pandemic by failing to protect themselves and others. What's this shit? Of course, the study had some limitations. The study sample only contained US adults. Oh, only fucking US adults. Oh, that's a good range of people throughout the world. So the findings don't represent the entire population's beliefs and underlying psychology about pandemic safety practices. So you're virtually saying it. It's all fucking bullshit. The self-reported nature of the survey could have also skewed results, Though Blagov said it was conducted in March, when this fucking scare campaign started, and not 3 months later when everyone's waking up to this shit. No, let's do it right at the start, when the WHO didn't declare it a pandemic. They characterized it as being a pandemic. Oh, that's when everyone was going, oh my God, this is real. Good time to do your survey, Mr. Blagov. Exactly when the pandemic was just ramping up, and may have therefore eliminated some social biases surrounding safety behaviours. When does this shit end? Additionally, Blagov said his study only showed a small correlation between personality traits and pandemic-related behaviours, and it's likely people who don't have psychopathic traits are also ignoring. Said the same shit before. The results do not mean that viral disease is spread only by irresponsible or inconsiderate people, Blagov said. How fucking boring was this article? Sorry, the Blagov, you are a fucking moron.